What's up, course heroes? Welcome to yet another video. In this video, we are going to break down how to use marketing funnels in Systeme.io. Let's get started. Let's get started with marketing funnels and how to use them in Systeme.io. So I'm in my Systeme school. The first thing you can do is if you're most likely on your dashboard. From here, just click on the funnels page, and under the funnels, I'm going to go create a new marketing funnel. I will link to a video where I do the entire system review, so you can check that out as well. In this one, we're going to concentrate on just creating a marketing funnel so you can collect leads, you can automate the emails sending through those leads, and then hopefully convert those leads into students. So I'm going to build an audience. That's the funnel for marketing funnels. And here, I'm just going to name this a lead magnet funnel. And just so I know which one I'm using for this demo, I'm going to call it V3. And you can pick the dollars here if you're selling things, which I'm not. I'm just collecting leads and building an audience. I'm going to hit create. Now there is a brand new design. I don't know why the image is not showing, but if you hit preview, this design looks really awesome. So I'm going to actually select this and use that for my funnel sales page. One thing to keep in mind here, you can change the name and also the URL path. So I'm going to quickly change that. And then once you have changed that name and URL, you can just hit the save button and that gets updated. Now let's get into the actual funnel. Again, we're not going to go through designing these funnels. I'm only going to show you what you can do with a marketing funnel within Systeme. I do have a free course that I will link to in the description below. You can join that free course hosted on Systeme, where you can check out the student overview of what that student dashboard looks like, and also there is an in-depth video in there on how to design these funnels from scratch. So you can check that out. Now, as you can see out of the box, this funnel looks pretty good. I'm not going to make any changes, but I'm going to show you how to collect those emails. Before we get to that, one thing I always like to do is toggle onto this mobile view and see how this page looks in mobile. And because these pages have been designed by Systeme and their team of designers, obviously they have taken care of the mobile aspect as well. You can see it renders perfectly on mobile, so no further editing required here. And I would recommend you do that whenever you are building your funnels, your sales pages. Just make sure you toggle between desktop and mobile and just double check that everything is looking good. One thing I'm going to do is I'm going to delete this image from here. Everything else I'm going to leave. Maybe I'll just delete this entire row. And there's a blank section up here. I'm going to keep it for extra space. And then the last thing I want to do here is on this email address, I am going to change this. The last thing I'm going to do is on this email address field, I want to change this pre-text or the preset text. I'm going to click on the settings gear icon and the placeholder text. So for the placeholder text, I'm going to type something different. And then you can click the let's get started button. That I like the way it is, so I'm just going to leave it. And what I want to make sure is on the button settings, it's set to send the form, which is what I want, and then also go to next step, which would be the next step in the funnel. So those two things are good. You can enable double opt-in if you are in a country that requires that. If not, you can leave that unchecked. So these are all these settings show up on different elements. So for example, I'm on the button settings right now, so I have a different set of settings. But if I go to the email element and choose that settings gear icon, Systeme is smart enough to recognize that I'm on a different element, and it's going to only show me settings that pertain to that specific element. So for example, if I go back to the button, I can add a shadow here. So if I go down here, there should be a shadow option. So I can add that shadow here, and fairly easy to do. So you've designed your funnel. Now the next step I want to do here is I want to make sure that I can send some automated emails to my subscribers so that they can. So you've designed your funnel. The next step before you test it out is to make sure you set up your email automations so your subscribers can stay in the loop and you can continue to keep them engaged, keep your list warm. So let me show you how that's done. Once you have designed everything, everything looks good, just hit save changes and hit this little exit button. So all your changes are saved and you will see these little exclamation marks, which means you haven't published that page. So if you go to our thank you page here, I need to select a template from here. So I'm just going to select the simple one and hit save. And now you can see that exclamation is gone. So my opt-in page is ready. The thank you page is my next step. So whenever someone opts in, they will automatically be sent to the thank you page. We're going to do a final walkthrough and show you what this funnel looks like on the front end. But before we do, there are a few more steps that I want to cover. First is the automation rules. There are a few things that I want my visitors or my leads I want Systeme to do whenever someone opts into this funnel. The first one is I want to apply a tag to my leads. So I'm going to go into automation rules and there are two rules you can select. One is funnel stem form subscribe. So whenever someone subscribes to this funnel, take this automation action. The other is a page visit. We're not going to go into page visit in this video. I'm going to stick to the funnel step form subscribe because that is the most common use case. Now once you select that, Systeme is asking what action do you want to take whenever someone subscribes to your funnel. So I'm going to add action. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add a tag, and that tag I've already created one called lead magnet funnel, and I'm going to say save rule. So now that tag is added. Now what happens is if I go back to add rule, you will see that option is gone, the form subscription option, because there's only one form subscribe rule you can pick, but within that rule you can add multiple actions. I hope that makes sense. One rule, multiple actions within that same rule. So we already added one action, which is add a tag, and to create tags you can go to contacts and just create tags from the tag option. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add a send email action. So I'm going to select a congratulations, you're enrolled email. You can either choose a pre-selected email or you can create one from scratch by hitting this plus button, and that will open up the email editor and you can simply type up your email right here. These are all the variables that you can choose. So that will become the dynamic text that you can embed within your emails. We're not going to go and create a new email. I'm just going to select one that I already have, which is the congratulations, you're enrolled, and I'm going to save that rule. But I don't want to keep creating these emails within the automation because I already have a bunch of emails created in a campaign. So the next action I'm going to say is also subscribe them to a campaign. And campaign is a set of automated emails that you can set up in Systeme just like any autoresponder, and then you can decide when those emails should go out. So I'm going to say choose this test campaign and save rule. Let me quickly jump into the campaign part here. If you go over emails and go to campaigns, I'll show you what that campaign looks like. So this is the campaign that I selected, and you can see I have two emails in here. First one is called day one, second is called welcome to the club. I can edit the campaign name by clicking the edit button, add a description, or I can edit these emails by simply clicking on the email and then going into the editor. So if I say switch, I can either switch to old editor or this is the new builder editor, whatever you want to call it, and you can change all of this text. Let me show you from scratch how this is done. I'm going to hit cancel here. What I'm going to do is go add an email, add my sender name, subject, and then I can either choose a classic editor or the visual editor. And within that visual editor, I have two different templates. This one, as you can see, has a white background, and this one has a gray background. So I can select this, and that will launch the template editor. Now I can go and change anything I want for this email. So if I don't want to send these images, I can simply hover over here and delete. And I can just delete all these blocks and keep it simple to just plain text if I want. And then you have some options here to choose from on what you can add to this email. Once you're done, just hit save changes, then you can exit. Once you have saved your changes, you can save and send test email. Now you might see a message here under save and send test email right here at the bottom. This email has been deferred, which means that Systeme's servers are making sure that you're not spamming people. This isn't a spam email. Once their servers have made that check, this email will be sent to that test email and also be ready to send to your leads. So I can just say save and publish. Now what Systeme is asking is, when do you want to send this email? And if you remember, I already have day 1 and day 2 emails set in my campaigns. So if I go back to my campaign, you can see that I have day 1 email going in 1 day. This one is going in 2 days. So this one, there are two options. I can either say send this 3 days and just hit publish, or I can say send this 1 day after day 1. It's the same thing. Whatever is easier for you. If it's easier for you to just go after, just say 1 day after this, 1 day after this, then I would say stick to that. But for me, it's easy to just remember 3 days, and I'm going to select nothing here. You can also choose what time this email should be sent. There's been a lot of studies done. You can look at YouTube videos, figure out what is the best open time for your leads. I have noticed that when I send emails between 8 and 9 in the morning in US time to my list, which is primarily US based people, I get good open rates. So I'm going to select that. And then if you don't want to send it on weekends, you can just uncheck that, which means Systeme is going to see when did this person sign up to your email list. Did they sign up on the weekdays or did they sign up on the weekend? If they signed up on the weekend, then wait till the next Monday to send them an email, which is fine for the third day. The first email I wanted to go out as soon as possible, regardless of when they signed up, because even if they signed up on a weekend, they are expecting something from me right away in their inbox. But for the rest of the emails, I prefer to not send them on weekends, because typically people don't check their email on weekends. I do, but most people don't. So I can leave that checked off and just hit publish. And that's it. You have set up the campaign. You've made a change to the campaign. Now we can go back to our funnel, look at the automation rules here. I have the campaign, I'm adding a tag, and I'm sending an email. The last thing I'm going to do is I also want to send a webhook to an external system. Now there are a multitude of reasons why you might want to use webhooks. Maybe you are sending this data of this user who just subscribed to your funnel to Zapier, to somewhere else. Maybe you're using it in a social proof plugin. Whatever the use case is, Systeme has given you the power to set up those webhooks. So I'm going to say add action. I'm going to send webhook, and then I'm going to go to this website called webhook.site. Webhook.site. I'll put that in the description, and you can simply create a new webhook here. And I'm going to paste that URL and hit save rule. The last and final thing I'm going to do, which is amazing, again, Systeme gives you so much power. The last thing I'm going to do is I'm going to enroll these people in a free course as a thank you, as a bonus. It looks cool that, hey, you came in here for a free lead magnet, but I'm also going to give you something extra, a bonus for which I'm going to sign you up in a course. And that course just has resources, but to the lead, to the prospect, it's going to feel like a VIP experience. So I'm going to again click on this, add action, and enroll in course. And I'm going to say give them full access, and I'm going to choose my course here called 0 to Course Hero and save rule. So I've added a tag, I have set up my welcome email, I have added them to a campaign, I am sending a webhook, and I am enrolling them in a course, all from a single funnel. This is mind-blowing, right? So all of that can be done. That was under the automation rules. Again, you can test it out. I'm going to put a link in the description where you can create your free Systeme school to test all of this. And if you end up upgrading to the paid version, I have some cool bonuses that I'm going to mention in the description. You can get those bonuses as well, just for using my link to upgrade to the paid school. Next step we're going to do is, I'm going to skip the A/B testing piece. We'll do a separate video just on A/B testing. Stats, this will show you how many people have showed to the page, to your opt-in page, to your thank you page, what's the conversion metrics, all of that is done for you. And there's a date range here, you can play with that date range. If you're running this campaign maybe just in the month of November, you can look at that for that specific time period. It'll also show you sales, if there were any sales based on whether you have a sales funnel or a marketing funnel. Obviously we're not selling anything in this one. And then finally, deadline settings. One thing to note here, I was reading the help article that they have, and in their help article they mentioned that the deadline option only works on a order form or a sales page. Since we are not doing either or, we're going to skip this, and I'll show you this in another video. But what I am going to show you is how to add a countdown timer to your marketing funnel. So we're going to go back to my squeeze page here. I'm going to hit edit. Couple of things I'm going to show you here. One is the default tab name, right? Whenever your leads are on a desktop, they're maybe on a Chrome browser or whatever browser they are using, that tab has the name of your funnel. And if you want to change that, you can go to settings, within settings, if you look down here to the title, I can change this title to lead magnet. And now this will show up as the tab name on my browser. And I'm going to show you that in a second. So I've done that. I'm going to hit save changes. And then finally what I want to do is I want to add a countdown timer to my page. So I'm going to go down here to on the left side, make sure you're on the elements tab, not the blocks tab. And I'm going to pick the countdown timer and just drag and drop it to the top of the page. And now I can change everything about this timer. So I can go to the settings. I can change the timer color. Let's say I want this color instead of red. I can do that. I can change the font size, make it bigger for the digits and the text at the bottom, or just the digits. So right now I have just the digits, and then you can choose when this timer should expire, or what's the type of timer. Is it a fixed date and time? Is it a delay, or is it daily? So I'm going to say this should be daily, and it should automatically end every day at midnight. And when it expires, just send them to a different URL. And what we can do is we can go back to my funnel, grab the thank you page URL, and just send them to that thank you page. This is just for demo purposes. Obviously you would want to send them to a actual expired page or whatever, but I'm just trying to show you what all is possible. And then I'm going to then click on this row, make sure there's no padding at the top or bottom, go to the section, remove the padding. That looks much tighter. I'm going to add a background color to the entire section. Perfect. Once you're done, just hit save changes. Let's look at mobile. For some reason it didn't take my changes on mobile, which is odd. All the other changes are there, just the color change didn't happen, and that's why I always like to test the desktop view and mobile view and make sure it's working fine. Maybe what I forgot to do here, if you go back to desktop, I mean, it does say item visible on desktop and mobile, so maybe it's just a glitch, not sure. Now this funnel is ready to test. So let's go back, save changes, exit, and let's put our funnel to test. First thing we want to do is grab this URL. So you can see this is supposed to expire at midnight. I'm 2 hours away from midnight, so it's only going to show me the 2-hour timer, and it's always based on the user's time zone. This looks good. Everything is looking awesome. I love it. And then here, I'm simply going to add a disposable email. It brings me to the thank you page. I haven't done anything on the thank you page. I haven't designed it, but you get the idea of how to design these pages. Now let's go and see if I got the email within that disposable email. Perfect. So I got the congratulations, you're enrolled email. And again, I haven't done anything. This is a standard email. I just want to create like a basic one just to see how it works. And then it also gives me this congratulations, you are enrolled in the course. So I can simply go here and set a new password for that course. And how cool is that, that I didn't have to jump through hoops to go log in or register for a course. It's all done automatically, which is amazing. All right, verify I'm a human, and here we go. Now I have 2 courses showing up in my student area. I can see that this one says get access, which means it's going to take me to the sales page. I'm going to have to purchase that, and it's going to bring me to this checkout form. So for now, we are going to not worry about that. And what I want to show you is this course that I do have access to. If I go in here, you can see that it starts playing. I have the video option to play right away. I have some resources here, and then some FAQs I can add, and all of this is customizable. I'm going to do another in-depth video on how to customize the student dashboard. So that's coming up next, but just want to show you how this works. What we can test is whether that webhook site received the data, and here you can see that the webhook did receive the data. All this data that's showing you is the contact ID, their email address, where their IP was from, and anything else that Systeme is sending, you'll be able to see it here. So it also shows you the name of the funnel, the type of the page, the funnel ID, and this information can be used with other systems to automate your student experience, your lead experience even further. The final thing I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure I go to stats, and you can see that I have 2 opt-ins here, but to look at those opt-ins, I'm going to have to go to funnels, or I believe I have to go to contacts. Let me see. Contacts, and you can see this is the one that has the tag lead magnet funnels. I'm going to click on this. Now this gives you even further information. It shows you where this person came in from, what was the name of the squeeze page, if there was an affiliate that sent this person, their email, and any other detail that you're capturing, and what is their tag, and again, what email campaigns have been sent to them. All of this stuff you get to see on a contact basis. So that's the quick overview of how funnels work. And there you have it, course heroes. That is how easy it is to use marketing funnels in Systeme.io. Don't forget to grab your bonuses. I'll put a link in the description below. Check it out, get your free school up and running, and once you upgrade to the paid plan, all the bonuses will be yours. Thank you again for watching, and I'll catch you on the flip side. Keep creating.